Part 4, I guess. Sorry. That strike was because I can't say no, I'm too nice. I self-sacrifice a lot to make sure someone else is okay, which I like about myself, but sometimes I just can't say no, and I need to learn how to. I'm extremely conscious of my words and actions. I know back in high school, a good example of this was when I was auditioning for the Tri-M Music Honor Society, and I said something I really shouldn't have. It was meant in a joke because I was extremely nervous, and I just wanted to like brush it off as, oh, it's nothing, don't worry about it, and try to make them laugh, make myself feel better, maybe get a more slightly informal setting, so that way I wouldn't be so stressed and so nervous. And I ended up, again, pissing off the teacher, which, Mrs. Scott, if you are watching this, I apologize. I'm not sure if I ever did back then, but I am really, really sorry about that. I didn't mean it. I'm also known before, I'm really quick to, well, I'll get to that later. Number 5. There have been many times where I've led people on, or I've extended something way past where I should have, or I've said things that hinted at like, oh, I still want to keep going, but I really didn't, because I was too afraid to hurt people. I guess this goes in with the too nice thing as well. I was too afraid to hurt the person because they're a wonderful person. They're wonderful people. They deserve to have great partners and guys who love them. And I could see that, and I could see that they're gorgeous and they're beautiful and they're so nice and sweet and they're worth it. But they just weren't for me. And I'm sorry I hurt them. And it still really bothers me though, for things like that. So to all those people that I've hurt, if you're watching this, I'm really, really sorry. Next one. I'm uncomfortable with my shirt off. Make fun. As I've said many times before, this was a big part of my insecurities for a long time, and it still is. Not as much, but it still is. So I'm just really uncomfortable with my shirt off, and I want to fix that. This one's actually relevant to my previous relationship. I constantly think my partners will leave me if I'm not thin and toned and have lots of muscle and muscle definition. So this happened in my previous relationship where it was literally, I entered the relationship and within the first couple days, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fat. And I had a little crisis because I was so worried about it. The fact that, you know, I didn't feel comfortable in my skin. And I kind of pushed that on him. And I know he's probably gonna be watching this at some point, so I'm sorry. I worry too much. I'm very much my grandmother's grandson. She is the worrywart of the family, as anyone in my family will testify. I love her to death. I really do. Sometimes I wish she wouldn't worry so much, so maybe I could come out to her. But I'm afraid that she's just gonna worry herself sick. And I worry about people. I worried about my ex. I worried about all of my exes. To the point where I would actually get really, really clingy, and I would constantly message them, and like multiple messages at a time, being like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And I would freak out. And what I consider to be 3 exes. I'm sorry. I know one of you probably won't be watching this because I unfriended you a while ago, but I'm sorry. I get distracted really, really, really easily. I'll be doing homework and all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, Facebook thing. It can be really fun because friends like to tease me about it and I laugh about it. So I guess in the way I have accepted it. It's just, I wish I could have a little bit more focus sometimes. And it's not as easy as just, looking at me and saying, you need to focus more. I don't know how. So this just happens and like 20, 30 minutes later, I'm like, I haven't done any work. Also relative to relationships. I get attached really, really easily. Especially now that I've completely over everything that's happened in previous relationships, minus obviously the new one. But I get really attached. I often am the first one to say I love you. I will often think way ahead. I'll start thinking of marriage within like the first month. And I don't really mean it, it just happens because I'm very much a family person. I want to have a family. I want to have a life and a husband and children and pets and this beautiful house. And I want it so badly that sometimes I push myself and push that on my perspective of the partner. This goes back into the anxiety over like words, actions, and stuff. I forget what I was talking about before. Conscious of my words and actions. I was talking about the thing with the triumph. I tend to talk, and when I'm angry, I tend to just let things fly. Let things fly or just completely stone up. And I don't want to stone up anymore, because that's actually done a lot of harm to my mental state, which I will talk about later. But my anxiety, it happens, for example, I'm not sure if you're going to be watching this, but this person, my best friend, my absolute best friend in middle school, who became my first crush, he was also my rival for a long time. And in marching band, this is probably the best example I have of this. In marching band, I was told that I was a great candidate for drum major. And I wanted it. I wanted it a lot. And I went through everything, and I thought I did really well. And results were made, and I was not drum major. I was so crushed that immediately I started talking crap about my rival and the person I was crushing on, because I was so angry and so at myself and frustrated at the system, and to an extent my band teachers, because they told me that I was a good candidate and I believed them and I believed that I would get it. So I'm not saying that my band teacher were at fault, any fault. They weren't. He was definitely made for that position. He, by all means, deserved that position. And I would, be like, oh, I'm better than you. I would think I'm better than you. Oh, I'd check him, be like, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. I would tell him, and I think about it every now and again, and I think about how immature that was. So you know who you are. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I sometimes feel like I have no personality because I'm a pushover and because I'm too nice. I feel like there's just nothing to me. Like, yeah, I'm funny sometimes. But sometimes I feel like my personality is just a combination of a bunch of different styles that people have and personalities that they have, and I kind of just adapt it to me. So a lot of times I feel like that's not me, that's just a combination of everyone else. So I don't really have anything that is me. And if I try to describe myself, I can only think of like 4 or 5 different things that I like or that I'm into. So yeah. I'm forgetful. Very, very forgetful. I will forget things you've said. I will forget dates. I will forget meetings. I will forget homework. I will forget tests, projects. I will forget due dates for permission slips and for sign-off sheets and stuff like that. I did this a lot in high school, especially my junior year, which my band directors did not like me for it. And if either of you are watching this right now, Mrs. Gustamaccio and Mrs. Spagnese, I'm really sorry for that. I've gotten a lot better as I've matured, and I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for doing that, for causing you stress, and for, in a sense, letting you down. Because I know you thought I could do better than that, and I can, and I could. I'm just forgetful. I'm extremely conscious of other people's opinions of me. Sometime here at BIOS, I will actually, there are times when I want to fit in, for example, more with the guys. And the best example I can think of right now, recently, was we were all jumping off the dock into the reach and doing like a bunch of different tricks and stuff. And I wanted to try tricks. I wanted to try it. I don't know how to dive. And I was like, it can't be that hard. I just gotta do it. My friend Laura, who I love, God, I love her. Thank God for her. She taught me how to dive here, and I still can't do it. Because I guess I go in and I tilt my head up because I'm like, oh hey, let me look at my entry, when you're supposed to keep your head down so that when no water doesn't get up your nose. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. I talked to one of my friends about it afterwards. And sometimes I really want to fit in with the guys, and I really want to, be one of the dudes. Because I know sometimes I don't always act like a typical guy, and I know it's like, there is no such thing as a typical guy. Like, talking about like feminism and the gender spectrum and all that, stereotypes and all that kind of stuff. There is no like male stereotype, but there are times where I just wish I could fit in. Sometimes I know I don't. I'm always usually the oddball out. But what I was saying is sometimes I just want to start doing these crazy tricks and these awesome things. Everyone's like cheering for them and stuff, and then I'll try it and I bail at the last moment. In this example, I did a cannonball instead of a dive. So, and no cheers, because anyone can do a cannonball. I waited on the dock for so long to actually do anything, because I'm like, are they gonna judge me? Are they gonna just, sit there and be like, oh, can't do it. Whatever. We'll just not count him in the next one, or, something like that. Which I know sometimes isn't always true, but I still think that. Almost there. I have an extremely hard time crying and letting go of emotions. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I can theorize and say it's because I stone face when I'm angry, or I know I can't win something. I keep it all in because what's the point of taking it out on someone? And I just kind of boil over, and then I ended up taking like so much out on one person. I've done this to my father a lot, and especially when I'm just really angry at him and we don't always agree. obviously because he is Christian and he has his faith, his beliefs that, you know, being gay is a lifestyle, and as a homosexual, I'm like, it's not. But regardless, he believes that, and I have to respect that. And I hope that one day he can come around and see that it's not, but I still have to respect his opinion and what he believes to be true. But I'm extremely conscious and self-conscious about that. I can't cry. Everyone's like, oh, I cried so hard at that. And I'm like, I didn't shed a tear. Or there are times where I want to cry and I want to just let it all out. But I feel like I can't. I feel like this is just hollow. I can't do it. There's another one that has to do with the fear of being judged. Sometimes I feel like my life is slipping by because I can't, because I'm afraid of the judgment of if I just go do this, you know, people are going to judge me. And I feel like because I'm so, like, sometimes I can be very introverted in that sense of just like, I just keep to myself. I feel like sometimes people don't invite me to things because of that. And it's not because I don't want to go out with you, it's because I'm afraid to. I love going out with my friends. I love doing it. It's just sometimes I'm afraid to try things because of that judgment. This one has to do again with dating sphere. I cannot talk to attractive people. I just can't do it. Or people that I find like incredibly attractive. Like obviously if you're my friend and I find you attractive, like I will talk to you and it's fine. But when I first meet you, I cannot initiate. Like I'll go to the club and I'll be like, oh my god, that guy is so attractive, I want to go talk to him. I can't. I just physically can't get myself to do it. And it bothers me sometimes. I've actually had a mini panic attack in a club because my best friend, God, I love her so much. She threatened to go over there and talk to him for me, and tell him that I thought he was attractive. And I started flipping out and freaking out because I was like, no, I can't do this. And I wish I could, and it's something I really want to work on. Another judgment thing. I'm afraid to volunteer sometimes. Or volunteer first, or lead, because I'm afraid of that judgment. Or I'm kind of like, oh, I don't have to, right? Like, I'll get really, really shy, and really introverted. And I'll just sit there and be like, I don't have to do this, right? And then if someone else volunteers first, like, I'll lead, I'll be like, damn it, I should have done it. And I regret it. I regret it so much, and I can't really do anything about it. Here's the last one. 19. I lash out. When I'm scared of something, and when I'm self-conscious and unstable and sad or angry, for any reason, if someone comes up to me and just they say something or anything that just annoys me slightly, I will go off on them, or I will just get really pissed and say, go away. And I feel really bad because they don't deserve that. I did this to my first ex a lot. And I do think about it a lot, about how much I lash out, and how much I blame other people for issues with me and my own personal demons. And I just wanted to say, if I've ever lashed out at you, I'm really, really sorry. I never meant to. I do this with my mom a lot too, where I just take it all out on her because I'm just so angry, and I just start screaming and get really angry, but she doesn't deserve that. And Mom, I'm really, really sorry for that. And I thank you for being the best mom ever. Oh my god, I'm crying. But yeah. So, this is everything I'm insecure about. Everything. Like, yeah, I thought of a couple more, like, during this, but what's the point of pointing them out? They're there. I mean, you can all see me. But yeah, this is me. Everything I'm insecure about. And this is day 0. This is the start of something potentially amazing. And I can't wait to start it because I want to get better. I've seen too many videos on YouTube or like vlogs and stuff like that of people that are like, what's my type of guy? And obviously gay vlogs and stuff like that. And they're always like, I like someone who's their own person, who's confident, who isn't afraid to do something, or isn't afraid of being judged, or isn't afraid to go out there and try something. And I just keep thinking, that's me. I'm the one who's afraid. I'm the one who sometimes can't do something because I'm too afraid. And I don't want to anymore. I really don't. I want to get better. And I've come a long way. So it's only a little bit farther. The only difference is this time, I'm not going to do anything special with my diet. I'm not going to exercise more, exercise less. I'm just going to be me. Because I've seen that even though sometimes, like when I first started slimming down and I started feeling better about myself, I also felt really, really shitty about myself. Pardon my language. I felt really bad about myself because I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wasn't there yet. Martha's gone. I'm not gonna even bother. But yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. What was I? God damn. Anyways, I don't want to be that person anymore. Oh, right, remembered. Forgetful. Okay. Shitty. I know someone felt really crappy about something. Oh my god, this happens all the time. What the hell? Anyways, I'm probably gonna remember it and go like, oh yeah, it was this again. But like, I don't want to be self-conscious anymore. Because I am one of the biggest supporters of everyone's beautiful. Everyone deserves a chance. Everyone is so beautiful, and they don't need to change anything about them because they are gorgeous and just the way they're supposed to be. And for the longest time, I thought I was the exception to that. I didn't believe it. I've started to believe it. I'm not quite there yet, as I said in one of my last posts about on National Coming Out Day. I'm getting there. And I'm hoping this helps. And if you guys remember what I was talking about earlier that I forgot about, feel free to message me and the context of it, and I'll be like, oh right, it was this. And I'll actually explain it if you want to know more about it, or if you are like, you forgot something, it's bothering me. Because I know it would bother me. But yeah, this is me. This is everything that I am, everything I'm self-conscious of. And now it's out in the open, and I don't really have to worry about it anymore. Because now you know, I don't have to hide it anymore. And I do feel a little better. So, this is day 0. Tomorrow's day 1. And tomorrow, obviously, will be a lot more positive and a lot more involved. Well, not involved, but just a lot more something I'm happy about, not things that I dislike about myself. It's gonna be things that I am happy about in my life. I think I have just the idea of what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna post this video, or these 4 videos rather. I'm gonna try and post them to Facebook, to my Tumblr. I might take a picture of this, of me, everything marked, post on Instagram. And I'm gonna try and do it every day, because if I have more people watching, I'm more likely to do it. So I guess please don't think this is a play for attention. This is me trying to help myself and get better. So until tomorrow, stay beautiful.